Watch and burn.
Hey, so tonight I wanted to talk about sort of an easy win of a record, and that is Divenire from Ludovico Einaudi. Now, this, like I said, this is an easy record to love, assuming you like piano-based, classical-ish music with a lot of pop influence. This record is sort of like, I don't know, this record's sort of like perfect, actually. The title track, Divenire's on here. You got Primavera's on here. I can't pronounce half of these. Ultramar, I'm most likely butchering that, by the way, but I don't really care anymore because I listen to so much music that I can't seem to pronounce. I've really given up caring about whether or not I'm saying the titles of the songs correctly or not. Fly's on here. Monday. This record, the title track, Divenire. I mean, people have argued that Ludovico is a little hackish in the sense that what he does on Divenire, he seems to do at least once or twice on every single release, pretty much ever. He does that. He has the same hook, or he employs the same hook, I guess. But when you love it, like I do, it's not a bad thing. I see his stuff more in line with what the Ramones did, you know? Everything the Ramones did, you could argue, sounded identical to everything the Ramones ever did. Everything sounded like everything else. But that was their sound. That's what they helped pioneer, and that was them, and that's what they did, and that's what they knew how to do. So I would never knock the Ramones for sounding always like the Ramones and always having that Ramones sound any more than I want to knock Ludovico Einaudi for sounding like Ludovico Einaudi. I mean, I don't like referring to his stuff as being hackish because I have read a number of reviews where people have been incredibly critical about how all of his records seem to follow the same formula. They do the same thing, record in, record out, and people have argued that it's because he doesn't exactly have a lot in his tank. And I disagree with that because, like I said, going back and using the Ramones theory, I mean, there's a lot of bands out there that sound like nothing else but themselves over and over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like the Dead Kennedys always sounded like the Dead Kennedys, and Bad Religion always sounds like Bad Religion, at least up until the time when Graffin's voice changed. But knocking Ludovico's work because he tends to do the same thing on every album, that's just not fair. It's almost like it's an easy win to seem deep and intellectual when you're writing a review somewhere about one of his albums, is to bash him so you can look smart. But this record is incredibly fun, it's incredibly catchy, and it has a lot of pop sensibility. And I don't see like what's really wrong with that. I mean, he's so progressive in his use of electronics and how he's willing to work with people from every corner of the world. And that's really good because usually people in his age group are sort of closed off. And they're very much like, no, I do what I do. I don't like that stuff that you younger people are into. I'm not wild about that. But I mean, he's worked, like I said, with electronics numerous times. He's programmed things on laptops. And you don't see that from somebody coming from a more classical area of musicianship and songwriting. You tend to see classical people, for the most part. Actually, classical people are a lot like metalheads in that they're very closed off about the things that they like, that they will only like exist inside these walls that they've built for themselves because their music is superior, because they are the ultimate musicians, which they are. Like, I will never argue that, like, I mean, metal guitarists are most likely the best guitarists in the world. I mean, of course, that's depending on the metal band, but like, much like classical composers, they are really, really good at what they do. And they're more of like an elevated sense of songwriting where there's a lot of education and a lot of history in every song they produce. And so they do tend to have this attitude of there's this exclusivity at work where they're here and everyone else can't come in and play with them. But I find with Ludovico's stuff, that's not the case. He's wide open and he's willing to work with anybody. And like I said, I find that really refreshing and I find that really progressive. So I don't like how people bash his stuff, and this record is amazing. It's fun, it's catchy, it Divenire, I mean, my God, if you don't like that song, you probably don't like music. Plain and simple, right? So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. And thank you so much for sitting with me while I discussed Ludovico Einaudi's Divenire. If you like this video, like always, please do something nice for somebody because it's easy and it's fun. And yeah, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. You guys kick ass. I'll see you next time. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe. And we will see you guys really soon.